About her big pillows. So she went for Umrah just to pray for her 60th, and then she came back. I just saw this pasha. Bring it. As I opened it, I was like, yay. Yay. Thank you. This is so beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. May Allah accept.
It's not the regular.
Not. I would have usually when I get this, my mom right now, she's not going anywhere. Not going out. She just wants to rest.
Take picture with it at home.
Yeah. You know, because I wear the small ones, but no, I have found a way to do a big rich auntie.
Yes, so
rich Alaja vibe.
Rich Alaja vibe, yeah. So thank you, Auntie Inka. Thank you.
Mariam, how you doing?
I'm fine. No, my daughter
giving us some denim.
Sorry.
Denim.
Yeah, we thank God. As you know, I think it's my signature. I like denim because it's sustainable. Sustainability, people. But my daughter has been at her sewing classes, and I am so happy. So it's beyond just the sewing, it's also the mentorship that she's getting from Bosch, and I'm just so grateful that I can have a safe place that I'll take
Bosch.
No,
Bosch, and now that did that printing.
Yes. So it's not just the sewing. She's sewing with Bosch's children, both of them. And then she's also giving them mentorship. I'm just so grateful that there's a safe place. You know, you can take your children away for a few hours. They brought pillows home, they have measured me, they have done this, and she's so excited to be learning about it. And, you know, it really makes me happy that she has something that she's interested in and pursuing it.
Yeah, such a good girl. Oh, Lord.
How are you doing?
I'm good. So it's so funny how kids always say it as it is. They don't even mind whether they are hurting your feelings. They don't even think about it.
They don't know.
So yeah, they don't know. So I was having a video conversation with my sister as I was dressing up yesterday. And she said, oh, it's like you put on a bit of weight and everything. Her daughter from the background just said, not a bit, too much.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Auntie Kaka, not a bit, too much. I said, what? My sister said, come on, get out of here. She said, not a bit, too much. I said, oh, my God. Like, I said.
So maybe because we have been seeing you like this, so we don't know.
Yeah.
You know
I just
ancestor spirits.
I'll tell you my son yesterday, because I've been doing my 10,000 steps, but I was so busy, I could not do it. He came, he said, you didn't do your steps today. Disc. Color me disappointed. Yeah, that's what he told me.
When she just said not a bit too much, so she repeated it too much. Like, I want, like, if I slap you.
No, don't slap her.
I always say that they come with the ancestors. They have the way they say it as if they are your elders. You know when you're eating your carrot bread, maybe, you know, eating all those healthy stuff. So they will give you.
So now I'm watching.
I'm in a very proud mommy moment. I got home yesterday and saw fried rice.
Yeah,
my boys cooked fried rice. It was delicious. I was like, did they do everything? Parboiled, washed, chopped everything.
Your 3 boys.
Sabo has a comment. I peeled the onions. Because
there was a lot of work to peel
onions. I was like, you did
all the tears running out down your face.
I said, you did something, but the twins actually took over. So I told, and they're so excited. I said, okay, so every weekend from after the holidays, when you finish learning how to cook, you will take up either Saturday or Sunday that you are going to be the one to cook for us. I was like, yes, well,
that's what you now do.
Typically, they don't cook. They don't eat fried rice. They don't like because of all the things. Because they did it by themselves.
Yes.
They ate everything. I say, fantastic.
Fantastic.
We are going to pick another food that they don't eat and make sure they learn how to cook it so that they will be able to eat it.
That really, cooking class is good.
Yes, I'm very, very grateful. And sincerely, our summer has been more productive because of the show. Because there were lots of ideas from the show. We discussed it over and over again, and then we finally made decision that is showing results. So it's not too late. There's still enough time within the holidays for parents at home to still engage their children one way or the other. Sorry, we took our banter talking about children, but you know, we're mothers. Why don't we take a break now? When we come back, we'll go into the front pages of the paper, give you what is hot in the news. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. So we're starting our front page review with The Nation. Major headline, flush out illegal miners. President tells military. We're pushing hard on economic diversification. 12 arrested in Undo. And in other news, federal government goes tough on road constructors. No room for low standards. NLC alleges office invasion by security men. We didn't do it, says the DSS. And we have why PDP will remain in crisis by George. The National Working Committee suspends Benue SCW. 87 million bribes worth 700 billion reported in 2023, says the ICPC chair. And what story are we going to be taking first?
The story, the mobile filling station on Awolowo Road yesterday near Ale Roundabout, just by the airport hotel. They had an explosion there yesterday when a gas truck was discharging its content into the surface storage tank, and bam, just like that. This fire happened around some minutes before 11. Nation says 10:45, but 10:49, and affected several cars. Over 8 cars were burnt, including the truck itself. Buildings around were also affected, but thankfully, Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service responded swiftly. LASEMA responded, NEMA responded, Lagos State Neighborhood Safety Corps responded, Mobile Fire from Apapa also responded, Lagos State Building Control Agency. A lot of agencies responded and were able to abate the situation as quickly as possible. But you see videos and the fire. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Petroleum Company Limited, NNPC, has said this explosion has nothing to do with the recently commissioned NNPC Gas Marketing Limited and the compressed natural gas stations, which are running safely. The corporate communications officer, Mr. Olufemi Shone, said this yesterday.
So that we don't give the CNG bad name.
Yes, not say that.
But the response was very swift. I drove through that area around like 4, I mean, like the clearing up of everything. Around 4 p.m., you would not even have any idea that something like that happened if you don't look and see that. So, you
know, they're well located. Just by them, on the, they're well located. Have the governor's office, there's a fire station there, there's a head office of the Fire Service Lagos State. They are around that.
So I'm thankful that it just went up and it didn't, spread. It
spread. It did. It on the first floor of a building just by it. It spread. It went.
But were there casualties?
No. There were no casualties. The number of casualties remain unclear, according to the news. But the rescued people and those who sustained injuries were taken to Lasso. So there were locations.
Of a man that was burnt.
His clothes. I saw it. Was running around.
Got the clothes off his body.
Yes, and he was running around.
They didn't report anybody that died. They were able to curb the fire and rescue people to Lasso.
Okay, so I have Works Minister Dave Umahi had said the federal government is determined to ensure the timely and cost-effective completion of key infrastructure projects. He emphasized the importance of alleviating the suffering of road users due to the potholes in the country, also stating that most of the potholes enables kidnappers to operate. Umahi gave the assurance after a meeting with the management of Julius Berger in Abuja. He said that they were set to review and reevaluate some ongoing projects involving the presentation of a certificate of no objection to the Bureau of Public Procurement, BPP, for the affected projects. He also highlighted that the discrepancies between the ministry's cost assessment and those presented by Julius Berger and some other construction companies will be reviewed, in terms of the projects that are being handled. The minister also cited Section 2 of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway as another subject of contention that the government is working on quickly in order to resolve, and also said that other construction companies might be invited to bid for the projects, which is a good one. He also said that after the re-engagement of 3 companies, which is Julius Berger, Dangote, and BUA, that when they went to the sites to inspect the work that is being done, that they are not happy at the pace at which Berger is doing the job, but that they are very happy with the good quality of work yes, they're happy with the quality of work, but it's
slow.
It's slow. That's quite slow. That they hope that they will do better and be faster. But that they want that for the next 3 days, the Abuja should focus on filling up all potholes. They should focus on that because those potholes is a major problem right now in the country. So that's.
I'm really impressed with the Minister for Works.
Yes,
he's up and doing. If we do the good quality, if we do better roads, we will not have to be fixing as much
all the time.
over time. Let me take the story about illegal miners. Let me take the story about illegal miners and the fact that the Minister for Solid Minerals, Dr. Dele Alake, has said that they are ramping up efforts to stop illegal miners because he's saying that Nigeria is so rich in solid minerals that the revenue from those areas can favorably compete with oil and gas revenue. And there are listing states where they've already noticed those activities of illegal miners and the side effects of insecurity within those areas. North Central, especially we have in Zamfara, that's Northwest Zamfara, North Central, Niger, Nasarawa Plateau, and in the Southwest, Oshu and Ondo, rich in gold, coal, tin and other solid minerals that are being illegally mined and the revenue can come in. So he mentioned this when he was speaking to the 32 of the National Defense Corps, and he has charged the military that they should also step in to ensure that they are protecting. They've created a group called Mining Guard, which has been deployed nationwide, and I'm hoping we see the effects.
I need more transparency from that ministry. We even want to know who the legal miners are in the first place.
And how much we are earning from it.
And the potential of it has been overstated. We need to see it start to
materialize. Yes, so I have this very interesting story. The Women Affairs Minister, Uju Kennedy Ohanaye, yesterday stopped an event organized in her ministry's name without her permission, Nigerians. So she accused the organizers of impersonation. The minister, first of all, you see the social media. She drove to the place like this. And then when she got to the place, the event they said was organized by Emela Chioma PAT Limited. And when the minister now got there, she got on the podium. And I'm sure they thought, oh, the chief host or the chief. She now said, first of all, the organizers of this event have been arrested. This event cannot continue to hold. I'm sorry, because they impersonated her. They used her name to send invitations for this event. The organizer would have done differently and stated exactly who they were and why they were doing instead of using her. This is something that she does not agree with. The president does not agree with. And so the organizers were arrested. Event shut down. Message delivered. Thank you, madam.
I like the hot topic, but we cannot go into it. Let's move on to the Punch. Major headline. Hunger protest. Victims' families recount ordeal. Demand bailout. Gombe, Kano traders, Katsina churches count losses. And Borno family relieves pain. In other news, there's a beautiful picture of the 87 regular recruits intake for military training during the inauguration in Kaduna on Thursday. And there's a woman in front. That was what was exciting for me, even though I don't know the story, but there was a woman in front. Other news, APC opposition clash over NLC secretariat invasion. Vehicles burnt as gas explodes in Lagos filling station. Naira closes at 1,596 to $1 as forex inflows hit 25 billion naira. NNPCL demands 4.7 trillion naira petrol import refund. Dangote refinery designed to process Nigerian crude oil from the CEO, and federal government suspends registration for 40,000 rice. Who has that 40,000?
That's the one I have.
Please.
Yeah, that's what it has.
So the federal government has withdrawn the circular directing civil servants to register for the purchase of the 50 kg rice at subsidized rates within the ministries. So they sent a circular which Punch got hand of, and they said this circular was directed to the directors of human resources at the Ministry of Special Duties and Internal Government Affairs, and the circular was dated 2nd of August 2024. And in it, they said, I am directed to refer to our internal circular in the ministry of late August 2024 on this above subject matter, and to inform that the internal circular is hereby withdrawn. Further details will be communicated in due course. And please bring the contents of the internal circular to the attention of staff in your respective departments and units for their information and proper guidance. Also, the story recounts the entire thing that led to why this would be done.
Start buying this rice.
Yeah, the federal government had already said that they would distribute this rice in coordinated offices, designated offices, coordinated by chairman and joint union council of the ministry. But this, I am particularly happy that this was withdrawn, and I'll tell you why. The moment a circular was, initially I said they would create offices where it would be bought, the way lake rice was done in all the agric boards. And I was hoping that the agric boards will be utilized, especially that one in Ojo that was born since NSAS and never rebuilt. And suddenly I heard that they were now directing civil servants within their ministries to pay for the rice. I was like, how will we get outside? And you know what civil servants are known for? One person with a list of family members clear a whole truck of rice. So I was wondering how would this corruption be cleaned up? But fortunately, they corrected themselves. So they said the further directive will be given.
Fantastic. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll continue with the front page review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's
I
all
can
we can
Nigeria,
take.
but I choose to
Eje
stay.
can close the show. Fadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, #1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for #1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
It's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I will not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person you scissors? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. This is the entertainment for Pure Entertainment.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing The Punch and we have a story.
Yeah, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has demanded a refund of 4.71 trillion naira from the federal government to settle outstanding debts used to import petroleum, used to import premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, into the country. The claim was listed as exchange rate differential on PMS and other joint ventures taxes on petrol products imported by the company between August 2023 and June 2024. This was disclosed by the Minister of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, at the June meeting of the Federation Accounts Allocation Committee. Yes, so, and they also explained that exchange rate differentials refer to the income accrued to the banks or government agencies from the difference in value between two currencies at different times through foreign exchange sales and purchase prices. They also stated that this development means that the government will support fuel imports by covering the difference between the projected rate and the actual expenses incurred by NNPC for importing petroleum products into the country. We know what this means. It means that this contradicts that government claims that they have removed subsidy. So if they're paying that, then what are we talking about? So that means they're paying subsidy. But then he also, at the end, also added that companies have also sought for an extension of the period to pay or to cover the differential rate. They've sought for an extension of time, but they were advised to write to the National Economic Council requesting approval. So when it comes to this subsidy issue, we don't know whether government is in or out, whether they've removed or they've not removed. They need to make up their mind. Yeah, let them talk one. But anyway, when they subsidize and help in paying that off, it makes our lives easier and makes petrol available anyways.
What do we want?
So the major headline was talking about the hunger protest. It was a very detailed story, the back and forth. Amnesty International said there were use of live bullets. People were killed in the protest. The police, the military said they didn't use excessive force or live bullets on any of the protesters, that any loss of life that happened was not carried out by the military or the police exerting force on them. So where the truth is, I don't know, but in Niger State, 6 people were feared killed when the protesters reportedly attempted to invade a police station. They also said 4 people died on the spot, 2 sustained gun injuries. A lot of, just a recap on the impact of the protest for Gombe. The victims also came out. Even in Kano, businesses and several buildings that were demolished have come out to seek bailout and support to restore their businesses. Somebody was like, he just returned from the grandfather's house, and in front of his, right in front of his house, he was accosted and beaten. He has fractures on his body because he didn't join the protest. Somebody, as like there were several, like we are not getting, I'm happy about the detail, but it's just so sad that we're not getting as much coverage of the impact as we should. The protest, yes, might have been rightly motivated, but the sad impact of the costs across government infrastructure and even, most importantly, private citizens who are now having to deal with the side effects of the protest.
Governor of was it Taraba? One of the governors up north was on the show yesterday, and he was talking about the style of it up north. So a lot of people who were protesting, they just hear say, yay.
They just moved.
They did not know anything, they just moved. And so if you refuse to join in the rough play,
you drag you in.
You know?
Yeah. I have the president and CEO of Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote. He has stated that his 20 billion Dangote petroleum refinery was built to use Nigerian crude and add value to it within the country. And he said that that was the focus of the refinery, and why should the plant deviate from that focus? But he also admitted that the refinery has also been refining crude oil grades from Europe and the United States and also other countries. That's because there's some issues with the domestic crude oil supply. He says that the refinery has already affected crude flows, with dozens of Nigerian cargoes remaining in country, US WTI Midland. So I guess he's also talking to stakeholders, because a lot of these things sounds quite technical. A comparable light sweet grade being imported. It said that the mega refinery could therefore tighten the light sweet crude market. He said that, a lot of things, were explained here. He says Nigeria, the crude initially emerged as the favored feedstock. That's the WTI Midland I mentioned earlier, to supplement Nigerian supply. The refinery also signed long-term supply contracts for the US grade and noticed its competitive pricing. Anyway, we're going to be getting supplies from
a few other places.
Yeah, from a few other places.
Built for
yes,
Nigerian
but
crude.
that definitely it is built for our own, to bring value to our own country. But definitely, it looks like we would need more supply from various.
Moving on to Daily Sun, major headline: NLC spits fire over raid of headquarters, threatening industrial action, and the DSS denies the allegation. In other news, inflation, Kano government mulls establishment of price control agency. IPAC Ganduje Okutepa task judiciary on credibility, insists judiciary must distance itself from politics and politicians. Abducted pastor regains freedom in Rivers. Two injured, vehicles burnt as gas explodes in Lagos. We're taking that story. Governor orders probe as 20 die in Bayelsa, boat mishap, and generator film kills woman, 3 children, and 2 others in Abia State. Such a sad story. So please, what's happening with inflation and
actually of Kano?
Oh yeah, please, we need that one.
So the governor of Kano said, according to his spokesperson Sanusi Bature Dawankitofa yesterday, they are looking. They're not emphatically saying that they're going to do it, but they have noticed that post-protest and after the relaxing of curfew, prices of basic commodities, especially staple foods, had
even gone higher.
Skyrocketed unimaginable levels. And they are, appealing to stakeholders to reduce prices, while they're also appealing to businessmen to come and invest in Kano and revive their existing moribund industries across the state. They're also hinting at establishing, a price control board with a view to addressing the artificial inflation. The governor, expressed readiness to arrange an interactive session between government and parliamentarians from the state to create a forum to support businesses and industries. He also, the chairman, Kano State Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission, Muhui Bagaji Rimin Gado, disclosed that the agency has received over 156 complaints within the last 2 days regarding the skyrocketing prices of basic commodities. He pledged to collaborate with business community to ensure that they have a stable business, but they're just looking to, to finding a way to solving that problem.
Yeah, so I have the sad story of the 20 born people. 20 persons were confirmed dead in a boat mishap that occurred on Wednesday at Eze-to-1 River, Southern Nigeria local government of Bayelsa State. Investigations revealed that the boat, popularly called Dege Market Boat, is a long, big boat that set sail on Monday and moves from community to community, picking up people and picking up traders to arrive in Yenegua every Thursday. The peculiarity of the boat is one that the passengers are allowed to cook and eat while the boat is still, in transit. And whilst they were in the middle of the river, the boat exploded, the engine exploded, and then burnt people. And the people, those that could dive into the water, they did. But then they're saying that there was high casualty because they didn't stick to the safety precautions of wearing life jackets, right? And so it caused, because of the distance of where it happened, and before rescue could come, people had drowned. Those that didn't get burnt, that jumped into the river, they couldn't still drown because of that. Also, Governor Diri, in a statement by his chief press secretary, Daniel Alabra, expressed his condolences to the state of the state government, to families of victims of the mishap, and we're saying they rest in peace, condolence to the families, and he's also directing relevant ministries to immediately join the rescue efforts, because so far only one body has been seen. Yes, so they're really trying to get as much bodies as they can in order to return them to the families.
Death from boat mishap is one of those that are it shouldn't even be happening, because everybody's taking their wearing life jackets very, very seriously. But we just take it for granted because you went yesterday, you went there for yesterday, and nothing happens. You don't.
But they're traders, so they keep going. Yeah.
Please, I want to take the story of, this is another sad story. Maybe Mariam will bring us good news when she's taking her own. But generator films kill 6 people actually, in Abia State. So this happened in Okwa West local government area of Abia State. A mother, her 3 children, her younger sister, and her brother-in-law were all in the house. And they switched on the generator, not in the house, but outside, but just by the window. It's just a room, and the window was open to where the generator fumes were coming in.
Ministries, and he came in with 3 of his clerics. He says while he was on the podium preaching, according to an eyewitness, he said the kidnappers came in shooting sporadically for 20 minutes without security intervention. But they said that it seemed that they were targeting this guest pastor, Blessed, and that when they shot at him, vanished. Not see him again. And so the kidnappers now kidnapped the host pastor and the clerics that came with him. And they had asked for 100 million first as ransom, which eventually they reduced to 20 million. At the time of this report, there's no confirmation if they paid the ransom or not, but they have confirmed that they have been released after 5 days in captivity.
All right, so our final paper for today, Nigerian Tribune. There's many of the stories we've taken already, but we haven't taken the story on immigration.
It's a statement where they said that the officer, his name is Okpavero Siufoma, an assistant superintendent of immigration at the Murtala Mohammed Airport, International Airport in Lagos, has been indefinitely suspended. And they said that, that they condemn his misconduct in the strongest terms. They said that the officer is before their disciplinary committee, where he's being investigated, and until the outcome of that disciplinary procedure, he's been suspended, and the probing will be done within the law and public service rules. And they're also informing Nigerians that very soon they will have their e-gates across all the airports to ensure that, to reduce this interaction so that such payments will be...
I'm very happy that was a response, swift response. Looks like we're on the right track on, investigating this. But we need to point out to the ministry that this is not just a one-off. This is something that is quite constant. It just happened that this person was picked. And I hope that beyond the e-gates, we can also have some sort of cameras that both officials and visitors are aware of, and that will help curb this sort of behavior.
That's a very good suggestion, but I'm happy that there's the ones that we hear of, justice is meted out. It will probably take a while, but when they see one or two losing their job over a small bribe,
it's a normal thing at the airports.
All right, so that's all we can take on Front Page Review for today. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we're going to our hot topic. We have something really hot. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome pioneer Positive Force member, dancing queen of the 80s, non-conformist, Afrobeat historian in her right, and long-standing member of the multiple award-winning all-female show Your View, Omoyeni Yeni Anikulapo Kuti, aka YK Power! Ginger!
Take it.
Today we'll go here.
Hey, I didn't read you.
Are you sure?
I know I'm not here to answer questions, I'm here to drink.
We're in trouble today.
Wait till your age.
I was close now.
I
said 1975.
He said 73. He said 75. Fellas wasn't even born in 75.
So will I drink half?
You go drink. Take. Make I help you. Russian.
No be half.
Which half? You will make me drink. I'll give you a hint.
Lights in no. Nepa Road. Nepa Road in Abeokuta.
First of all, my brain cannot memorize everything.
A big black bug.
A big black dog.
Bug. A big black bug.
Oh, sorry. A big.
It don't start.
Omo fella. Omo Anikulapo Kuti.
It's by Audison, it's not by Audison.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty.
My name Nachika.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name na Damilola Banire.
My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail. And I dare on top your view pigeon. I'm gonna bring you bass, boost.
I don't get special.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. So a video went viral about a new mother-in-law receiving her new bride. But the words she used But the words she used and the words she said is what is making everyone banter on social media. According to her, she said, I know how many women I rejected before I picked her, and I know why I picked her. Please watch this video.
You and this liar will go there and succeed. And I rejected before I picked her. And I know why I picked her. And that reason why I picked her, she will never disappoint you. The God Almighty that will serve, that will worship, will never let you go down in that
Video, if you struggle a bit to hear what they're saying in the video. Only if you could have read it, that's when you know what they were saying. But actually what the woman was just talking about was the fact that she had rejected many prospects. And she knew why she picked this particular prospect. So it's
for her son.
For her son. The mother-in-law saying she had rejected many women, and she had a reason she picked this particular lady, and that based on those reasons she picked this lady, she would be a good wife for her son. So we would like to discuss it. What's the, is it right? Is it wrong? We'll discuss it further. So join the conversation by calling us on 0810-764-1679 or 090-241-63440. Like, is the boy is the one getting married? Like, you have finished living your life. You know, you said that yesterday, that when people are finished living, parents have like not finished living their life. Their life is different from the children's life. So it's a separate life. Should a mother-in-law have a right, or should a mother have a right to choose a wife for her son in modern times? Now, I know historically the family can, but in modern times, should that be the case? I think I would want to start with them, even Mariam, because for me it seems like something you don't want to.
You can start with me.
All right. So
yes. So obviously, from what has happened and what has been said, we know who is marrying who. So it's obvious to me from this conversation and from the video I saw that it's the woman, the mother, that is marrying the girl, not the boy, because where is his own sense of thinking? What does he want in a woman? Right? It's obviously not cutting across. Like, we all have our different choices, even if our parents might not like what those choices might be in terms of personality or character. Someone can have a character flaw, but then I like the person. And if I can deal with that character flaw, it has nothing to do with my mom or my dad, right? So in this situation, it's obvious that if the mom has been rejecting people, she's the one married, not the boy. And obviously, this is going to translate into the marriage where she's the one taking charge and decisions, right? Where she feels that, oh, you're not doing this thing right, you're not doing that right. I remember I married you, I chose you out of the lot. For you to be saying at the wedding that out of everybody, why do you even have to make that comment? It's so uncouth. Like, out of everybody, you're the one I chose. Who are you? Are you God? Like, it's just, so it's obviously that the boy is the mama's boy. He doesn't have a say. I feel for the girl, for the daughter-in-law. She has to have a strong personality to be able to live in that kind of home or withstand this kind of mother-in-law. Because this kind of mother-in-law is going to be the husband, the father, the leader of that home.
Okay, yes. So there's a reason why I said, you know, someone else should go first, because I know what the general opinion about the video is. And I decided to look at it a bit differently. And so for me is, first of all, we accept that the clip is so short that we cannot accurately determine this person speaking and everything, but just based on this video. So as I agree that men choose their wives, but I also know that, right? And because I know that there's a way we use English language, sometimes we say, we use some words, but that is not how we say it. Even here, there are words that we use that if Igbo people hear us, they'll be like, is that how to use it, you know? So because of that, so the context, the reason I'm taking this side is because of I'm Nigerian and I'm understanding the context, which does not necessarily mean that she picked her or chose her, but maybe preferred her. You know, of all the ones that of all the girls that have been bringing to the house, now this one I even like pass, thank God, now this one. You know, when me and everybody in the house were looking, of all, this your brother's girls, which one you like? Me, I like Jennifer. No, me, now this one I like. You know, this one. So for me, I thought that is where it's coming from. Because as a mother, because I'm a mother now, so I'm seeing these things now. So as a mother, I know that my interest, I have the best of intentions for my child. And I want to believe that in this modern age, and also looking at the group of people that are there, these are South people. If they were even Northerners, I can say there's a possibility of somebody choosing. It's not a cultural thing that I see from places, from places like that. They tend to pick their own partners. So I think maybe she was showing a preference for this person and maybe also prayed about it. And then she's saying it in prayer, that the reason that I preferred you or chose you would manifest for the betterment of both of them so that this marriage works. I'm not saying that there are no situations where it seems that someone has picked you and then determines, but I'm saying given this and the context of being Nigerian, I think this mother was just,
this is a
doing her best.
Story.
Yeah.
I was picked by my own mother-in-law. Yeah, I was. So my mother-in-law formed a relationship with me before I met my husband.
Wow.
And directed him to approach my family, which is custom in my place, and seek a girl's hand. And so that was how I got married. I always say that was match made, but that's the real story itself.
Interesting.
So yeah, my mother-in-law said, she still keeps saying the story, but I can't remember the initial one. I can only remember maybe one other one. So she had visited her relative who was with my family during the hard times at the time. And so she says, I come back from wherever I was. My sisters had come in, and usually we're supposed to mind our business. My father is head. He's always in council with people. So we're supposed to just go to the girls' room and mind our business. But I came in, I looked at her, her table was empty. I went in and made sure there was water, and I left. And then she was like, and she's the younger one, okay. So later she met me at another place, and she kept saying to her son, okay, I'd met her, I remember her face looking familiar. And my mom had shared the story. So I just went out of my way and hugged her in public, not knowing exactly, that's one I remember. And so I hugged her so tight, I was like, my mom's relative, and respectfully, curtsied and walked past. And so she kept saying, this girl, my son has to meet this girl. And so my husband said he was in another relationship at the time. And then she
did not pick that one.
No. The story is another story, because I bothered about being picked. So when he shared that, I kept saying, make it up with the girl, and kept saying, this was what happened. So we now met later at an eatery, and he kept saying, my mom pointed me to your family, and you in particular. And so today, it will be 15 years on Thursday.
Can you imagine the timing of this story?
It will be 15 years.
Which angle am I going to take?
Yeah.
Really,
that's personalized.
You cannot finish this conversation.
No.
I do not agree.
I'm going to now talk about reality. Reality is that he was marrying a strong-headed girl who already had a different identity. So I didn't like to be picked one in description, in conversation. But my mother-in-law didn't know. Yeah. She's always cheerfully saying how she.
But you're concerned, you made a choice.
Am I Agbalumo? Do you? And I keep hearing the story. I'm also gonna be like, in Maochi culture, when the girl is married, she's renamed, and so she renamed me Goodness. So that I brought goodness to her and all of that. But when the clashes started to happen, I kept feeling, is it because was I crippled? Did you pick me? Why are you burdening me like this? And so we had our rough times. And each time I try to remember my own mom's account of things at my wedding, that, this woman, she deserves the best. This is her real story. On my wedding day, this is her real story. No matter how headed you are, when you get there, drop whatever it is you have, drop it here now. As you are going, be your best self. Your best self is that you're kind, you're sensitive, be that best self. So whenever the things don't, they do me. I remember that my mother's advice, just to. So these are some people's reality. I saw the story and I picked it. I
had no idea that was your own angle. Yeah. I am more on the side of.
I understand. I expect. I don't understand. This is you see, Amaka's stand is the normal.
I don't think so.
And you can
I don't
say
think
that because
so.
she picked you when you say having problems.
What? I still felt
it kept coming back to
it comes
you because
to
you
psyche.
feel like, is it because you picked me, or I think that if you didn't pick me, I won't marry. I won't marry.
Yeah.
No, but I don't think that it is the general knowledge. Typically in our culture, our parents actually play a huge role in determining who we marry.
Not in 2020.
Maybe not in 2020, but history, even in my own generation.
Even in 2020.
Yes, a lot of friends that I know.
I remember my Miriam, as young as her marriage is, I played a key role. Torchlight roll, bucket roll, everything roll. This one.
Even the one that want to marry in my office.
I don't want to visit your house and worry. And you see, there was one of my younger sisters who married the same time as well. Another younger mentee of mine. I worried. I did nothing. And also when she came back to me with a painful story, there was guilt all over me for weeks. I had it. It was here. It was at the back of my mind that something just did not sit well. I kept saying, I don't want to have to worry that I must visit your place to be sure that you're happy, you're at peace. I didn't know it was this long a problem. She had to come to the station here. We sat in my car when she was done. I had nothing to say. I felt guilty for weeks. You know, sometimes there's a third eye, a sixth sense that, you know, that somebody else's have, that, you know, will change things.
But let me just establish this, that, so I am on her side. There's really no one size fits all with this.
Exactly.
However, historically, the wisdom of our elders is seen as very important when it comes to making life decisions. So there's a proverb of what an adult can see while sitting down. A child cannot see it even when you climb on something. So there's that perspective and that respect and that awe that, especially for my own culture, Yoruba, that we give to our elders, that they know, they see things. However, our parents have bias. Our parents have bias. They have experiences that have colored their judgments. Not with all good intention, with the intention I want to really make my child happy, can be misleading you or mislead you from a good relationship. So in my, like the way you said your own story, for me, in my own case, I was marrying someone who was from Edo. My mom had stories of Edo marriages that were terrible. My dad was like, he's not interested because he has a relative who also married an Edo person and the marriage broke up and it was torturous, very, very difficult marriage. So for them, like, what, of all the people, even if you want to marry Igbo, I will not complain. Edo, like, they don't even understand, even the Edo is not even understands Yoruba small, does not know a word in Yoruba, like, and you're my only child. So for them, it didn't look good. Then meeting my husband, it wasn't like, oh, I had all the trappings of, I'm comfortable, I have money and all of that. It wasn't. So it was a case of, are you sure? Even all the elders were like, Tokpe, are you sure? Have you prayed? Did you fast? And I had to stand on my ground that I feel very confident about it. And every one of them are now coming, they've all come back. Every single one has come back to say that, okay, we didn't believe that this is not the typical Edo people we know and would be like. So there are cases where, in all honesty, might be their own experience coloring their decision. Now, I'm not saying that it can be valid for some people, but for me, I'm grateful to God that I did not.
Okay, so what I was saying about the fact that it has changed in 2024, which is for parents choosing. So I'm not saying that our parents still do not do not give their advice or try to make sure that, you know, based on their life experiences, that advise us that we're making the right decision. But I'm saying in 2024, where it was necessary or it was fully determined by the parent was the last bus stop concerning who you chose to marry. Now they're just part of the decision making. They're there if you even give them if you give them the privilege. You know, many people have gone ahead in Nigeria to get married. They'll just come and introduce a partner to you. The parents did not even know you were dating this person, know nothing about the person, but you've come. And then there's some, because you've given them the privilege, they also understand that it's a privilege to give my advice. The most I can do is give you my advice. If you don't take it, there's nothing I can do. Or I'll give you my advice. If you're a more outspoken parent, maybe you would show your displeasure and say, I'm taking it to prayer. You have people come and pray for you and things like that. But it's no longer, this is my way and my will, and there's no, you know, you cannot go outside this decision that I've made for you.
Yeah, but I think I would... okay.
I'll come to you. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll discuss, you know, we see different parts of the world. Me, I've seen one recently that they've not been able to marry for over a year because the parents have not said yes. And those things still happen. I'm sure we'd like to hear your stories. Call in when we come back from this break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Hello, Niger. The time is right because the prize is right here. Be a part of our turbocharged studio audience for a chance to win amazing and mouth-watering prizes on The Price is Right. Visit www.thepriceisright.ng or The Price is Right on social media for more details on how to participate.
Registration is open to all Nigerians 18 years and above. Come on down, Niger.
It's about time.
The Price is Right is proudly brought to you by Smart Cash powered by Airtel.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the questions.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now one chance for Inter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this. Because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? I think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I don't
overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink them.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's catwalk. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
That's good walking.
A mother-in-law who picked his bride, a daughter-in-law, and were looking at the perspective of parental advice, parental influence in terms of making the choice of life partner, the good, the bad, the ugly, and trying to draw from personal experience to give advice on what people can do. And I know that you wanted to jump in to say something.
Okay, so it's okay. Of course, you can't marry somebody without, seeking advice from your parents. Moreover, in the Igbo culture, when you introduce someone to your parents, they will now send some people or someone to go and investigate your culture, know what is happening there. Are you guys entangled in certain traditional things that might affect? They just want to know everything, right? So, of course, we need that, but it's not a nice thing that, let's say, you as a man, you consulted your mom, like, okay, I brought this girl, and finally your mom now says, oh, I think out of everybody, this is the one we've chosen. And then you come out at the day of traditional wedding, you're telling the whole world that out of everybody you picked. It just didn't sound nice.
How would the man feel?
It didn't sound good. That's the truth. Anyhow you want to paint it, Mariam, it does not sound good.
Almost dehumanizes the woman.
Yes, it doesn't sound good.
You can pick. But you see, I said the repetition of it and affects you psychologically.
Yes.
It might build enmity between you and the person that picked you. And
your husband so your husband said, you now say that, I cannot tell my husband that, so if your mom do not agree, are you trying to say that you don't have a mind of your own? So you dump me the way you waste my time and dump me the way other people dump.
Okay, let's just say,
let's
just say you're right. Let's just say this conversation comes up. So for me, context is important. You're dating your man, and then at the wedding, your mother says something like that. This conversation can come up. It can come up even in a light-hearted, funny way, because you know your husband, you know the man that pursued you, and you understand that in this context, it was just a matter of English. It does not really reflect how that thing happened. So there are just many ways to look at it and respond. But I was going to say, before I lose my train of thought, which I think I have. Okay. There are situations where parents have insisted on on a marriage not happening or even giving their blessing to that marriage. So, yes, we've talked about biases, we've talked about experience, and, you know, they will express it. And then it is left to you, the man or the woman, to say, I've heard your advice and I hear your biases and I know how much you don't want this and you are refusing to give your blessing. But I'm going ahead, you know, to do this because this is the person I've chosen. In fact, everything you've told me, I've known about it. I know, but I have chosen this person because this person for me is different and is the best person for me. And so in situations like that, you know, it now shows that even though your parents have given advice, you're man enough or woman enough to stand by what you believe in. For so many people that it has happened like that. For some people, the person that you finally end up choosing is also the person that your family loves anyway, your family have chosen and want to be with. So it is not always about, oh, so I'm now the person. I'm just saying that in this context, what you are seeing may not be a conversation of, I feel I was picked. Oh, so that means you're not man enough. It may only be that, mama, the way she talks, because we know how it really happened in reality. It was not a picking or a choosing. It's just, or sometimes you even have a mother who is such a big force that likes to feel that she is in control of everything. And people will let her. She thinks she's the one that chose. She's the one that picked. Don't mind her. You know, things like that also happen. There's different scenarios that could happen as well.
There was something you mentioned I wanted to just touch on. I know that you wanted to reply, but you mentioned the fact that some people go ahead to get married to someone even when their parents had clearly said no. I don't believe in doing that. I wouldn't outrightly disobey. I would take the time to convince them of why they should see what I am seeing. You know, because we look at life through lenses. She's wearing glasses. So what she's saying, now if I wear that glass, what I'll see would look like a distortion because of the way the kind of sight I have. But when she wears the glasses, what she's seeing is clear. So my job as someone who is convinced this is the person I want to marry, and this is not about even marriage, in any decision, when you are talking about parents, you respect your parents and all of that, and you want to make a decision they don't agree with, you will take the time and the pain to explain and convince them of why you are making that decision till they buy into it. Because some people are watching us and they will not hear that part and say, oh, Tokpe said she married, and her parents said no, and she's still married and she's happy. Me too, I'm going to go ahead. No, I did not marry when my parents said no and against their wish. No. It took a while. I convinced them. I prayed, fasted, I brought in people from my church, I went above and beyond to convince them to approve it.
What you just said, let me tell you how damaging it can be. I have a couple, the man, when he came to marry the girl's dad, they are Muslims and the guy was Christian. And, you know, she's the first child of her dad. And he's Baba Dini. A lot of reasons he wasn't happy about it. He was not in any way, he wasn't celebrating the choice of his daughter. No, he wasn't. But the man, after the marriage, refused to forgive the father's stand of his wife. Now, they allowed the marriage happen. The girl insisted, I want to marry you. But you made her live in regret of being against her parents' decision. So I want to use this opportunity to talk about it because I remember my sisters, when they chose to marry into Yoruba, my parents had sleepless nights. It wasn't easy for nobody. It's not easy. My parents had lost sleep. That, oh yeah, where you won't go for there? You people should marry Otoma. Marry Afema, please, so that we don't have to, we can send one uncle, we know their customs, we don't want to marry anybody. We wake up one morning. One of my aunties married into Igbo custom. The tradition shocked even my grandfather those days. So things will happen, and your idea is not to confront. Now, you, after being able to marry, God bless my brother-in-laws, what they did is that they made sure, my father is always grateful for the stands of their daughters to insist on marrying them. You don't then marry the daughter and weaponize their daughter against them in revenge that they talked at you.
Yeah,
because fast forward, you self go give picking out. You know, you don't weaponize that child against the parents. As a parent, what scares us the most is to imagine your child in a family where you no longer have control, where you cannot say anything, birthing children, being in a toxic place, and you have little or nothing to do about it. Parents lose sleep. I saw my dad those days when my sister, the first one that came, she said, I will marry Ondo. My mother said, no, Ondo, okay. I don't know them, I don't know culture. Sister stood, and then it became so, confrontation was back and forth. I was a third child girl and watching my sisters and my parents. The second one came with one person from Kwara. My father said, hey, how do you people go to Kwara? And my father loves that my immediate elder sister the most because she was a sickly baby. He's very particular about, nothing must scrape my sister. And so you will see the fear. They had this confrontation one day. She threatened, okay, I'll just go and kill myself. I'll just go and shake it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, go. My father was like, okay, just leave my house and give yourself, And I just said, I would always see from their lenses. So when I decided to get married, every single spouse, how do you feel? Mommy, what do you think? My mom can be emotional, but my dad is a very logical person. What do you think? I ran it through him. And I liked the fact that when my husband came, he kept saying, no, this is a very good product. I know his grandfather, but he sounds very eloquent. He's a very good product of his, and that I gave attention. I know they attach emotion until that pass has happened. Because I cannot put my parents through that mental torture a third time because they have girls.
I have a call. I'll come to you. And I love when you said not getting emotionally attached. Kemi, welcome to the show.
Call us.
Kemi from Mushi, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good
I'm
morning.
a first-time caller.
Yay!
I want to appreciate Nima and Murayo in Abuja. I saw them on Tuesday physically at the evening program. Okay, I'm calling just to contribute to the topic. You ladies have said it all, but the mother to say that, I think she has seen it all. Doctors proverb that the three agbaduro is bad now, somebody will not go there. There is another one of Yoruba that says that somebody balance your biagba. So the mother has seen it all. For her to say that, different girls have come, she has met with different ladies and to pick them. It could be maybe based on our own experience too. So I don't expect us, in my own view, to look at this woman as maybe all the group as mommy's boy. Thank God for human testimonies too and corporate testimonies. So I think it's very protective of our son, and we want the better, a very good hope for our son too.
Thank you so much, Kemi. Thank you so much. So I know that you were going to respond to the way she said it, and sometimes words are eggs. I might not. I want to believe that your intention is good, but once you've dropped it, it has dropped on the ground. It's broken already. So it can easily just come up again and be like, oh, you didn't really pick me. It was your mother that picked me. If a quarrel comes up,
yes, because we also need to take into account that. People are
audience,
a product of their environment, right? And then that if you have parents that have fear and anxiety, some people that's who they are. They out of fear and anxiety, they delay in decision making, so in so many things, right? That's just who they are. So if you're seeking counsel from somebody, whether they're your parents or loved ones that live with fear and anxiety, it would affect and impact your decisions, no matter how good their intentions are. So we need to, when you're making that decision of a life partner, you're the one that is going to live with that person. Okay. Regardless of what intentions your parents have or loved ones, it is you. The coping mechanism is you. Love, you. What you can deal with, you. What you can tolerate, you. Not what your parents. Everything in marriage is two people. Do you understand? So your parents might have good intentions, might want to pick. It is you. What do you want?
Just remember the story of Adam in the Bible that said, it is the woman you gave me.
Yes.
Maybe it's you that gave me the woman. The woman you gave me is the one that gave me apple to eat and I ate it. So you cannot blame me.
So regardless of people, you have to choose. So now let me answer Nima. When Nima says that you remove emotions, right? Nima, because of your culture and because you wanted, because there was a kind of matchmaking where they're bringing families together, you can't attach emotion because you don't know who is coming, who you're going to accept. So you are making a practical decision. It was like a business decision, like
rational, a rational,
like a rational decision. Like rational decision, right? As opposed to that you met your husband and you fell in love, and then you were already emotionally entangled before you now presented him to the family. So you were able to like now start saying, no, but this is what I want. I've gone through it. I can defend it. I need to pray about it and tell my parents that this is all. So there are two different.
And but she's saying that it's better to take that decision.
Yeah. Out of all my 6 spouses at the time I married my husband, he was the only family matchmaking.
Okay.
All other 5 were individually met by myself.
Okay.
But even when you're asking me out, you're looking fine, you have the good job, everything. I don't attach emotions. Reason is because when I get home and your appearance or your story hurts my feelings, my parents' feelings or scares them, I'll just quickly tell you no. So I don't get to my sister's point of confronting and hurting my parents with harsh words because I want to marry someone. So that was my decision. But by the time I met my husband, he was the one whose family and mine thought, to have
so it says a lot also about the way that we date and the way that our parents would advise us to date or the church would advise us to date. So I'm bringing this up because I remember a very long time ago, many years, we had discussed church's influence in determining people picking their spouses. And it had come to, I noticed that some churches were telling you cannot be with this person or you cannot be with this person. A lot of us, stood against it. The church did not have that sort of right. But I remember then I said that many times we're surrounded by people that we know. And when we are making life decisions like this, they usually, you pick someone from your community. And in your community, your parents are there, your cousins. So you're able to call up one person or the other to help, verify or investigate this person that you're picking. But now everybody goes to Lagos. You have left your village. You're all in Lagos. You now met in Lagos, exactly, or wherever. I'm using Lagos just as an example. We meet in Lagos and then we're in church together. So the community you have created is the church. The pastor knows all of you that has been coming. He knows that sister, this person she's a fiery sister. We love her, but there's something. And brother, this person, he's calm and collected, but he's also fiery in church, And you come to them and they say, because we know this, I don't think this is the best match for you. Now, does that mean that is the end? You should not now think for yourself as well. It just means that you have gotten one part of, help that you add into your own arsenal of all the advice that you get and make a decision for yourself. And that is it also with parents. And so, if, let's say you're in church and then you finally make that decision and you get married, and then on the day of your wedding, the pastor said, when I saw Sister Amaka and brother, this person, I was the one that chose them. But not really. Do you understand? No, but not really. You understand the context. This man is coming from a place of love. He knows us. He made the decision. But we did not choose each other only based on his advice. It just so happens. Do you understand? That it clicked. And he will hold himself as the matchmaker and, extraordinary. So I'm just trying to say, sometimes it's not really about
who said
authority. Or, it's just about showing that I care for you people. I did all that is needed to make sure you both come together.
All right, Stephen, welcome to the show. Right, all the way from Ogun State.
Ogun State is here.
Where is Ogun State?
I enjoy you ladies and I enjoy the program. I decided to contribute.
Oh, interesting.
You see, the problem of these days is because we want to import our Western world into our life. And in those days, I grew up in the village and I lived with my parents. So, people do come from all the way from there. They want to marry us because of the errors. We know this home I'm going to. Is it good for me or not good for me? They will consult. If it is not good, they will tell them it is not good. And once they tell them, they will village. Then going back to the village, the parents will want to know which family, what kind of sickness is that family? How do they relate? Is it people that they just married and at the end of the day they divorce each other and they not get married? All those things, they will look into it. Then here in Lagos, once you meet in the internet, the baby is beautiful and is well to do this here and there. I love you, I love you. You don't know her family background. You don't know what is really happening in that family. And going to the church, do you really pray? You don't pray. In the sense that what you do is that, God, I want this person. And God gives you a permission. Yes, there's a difference between the will of God and the permissive will. When you tell God, this is what I want, and God, okay, have it. And when the problem comes, you cannot go back to God and say, God, this is what you give to me, just as my other sisters say about Adam and Eve. So there is no way you can go into that, because it is what you ask for, God gives to you. So that when you allow God to choose for you, so that is my own little contribution.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you
so
much for that.
You know, add jokes to what Miriam said. I'd gone for a wedding in the church in Rema Church. And we were just there, and the pastor was like, you see you? That day I told you, this is your husband, this is your wife, and join you together. I was in spirit. I know what I'm saying. I was like, so now meet. Then me, I did not know my own story, how it would turn out. I remember laughing at you. So when I say you marry your wife, I used to just joke with my friend then about it. And you see, choice of words and language and discernment is not a gift everybody has. You know, some people know when to use it. I have done a lot of matchmaking in my life, and the marriages are sustaining. And I just know better. Yes.
We not go and start
saying. My elder ones, I know better than to be in their house and tell the wife that is far older than I am. It's not me that make my brother marry you. You know, it goes, you know. So when I come and play simple.
And be happy for the person.
And I'm just happy.
There's something else that I felt, it just flashed in my mind when you spoke about what is important to you. As adults, you must know what is important to you. So Nima said that because she saw the pain her parents went through, it became important to her that whoever I would marry, they must approve. My husband is by blood type AS. It is important to him that whoever is going to marry must be AA. So I wasn't conscious of where the conversation took place, but the conversation took place the first day I met him. What's your genotype? Before I start liking you, before we start catching feeling. Before, it's not a case of you fell in love, you did not fall in love. Before any love, I like you, you look like my spec. What is your genotype? So that we will know whether there's any prospect or not. If you are AS, we know that it's not going to work. I will not call you next time. Similarly for you, it will be a case of, I know my parents. As individuals, you must start knowing the things that are crucial to us. Because when we don't know, you now get into the marriage and start discovering yourself and the things you cannot handle or the things you can handle in the marriage. It is too difficult to start changing the situation at that point in time.
That's why the marriage is for adults.
And anyway it comes, please. What we glamorize now is that when you are picked, shame must catch you. But when you meet on Facebook or your dating site, you say it. In those days, I cannot imagine telling my parents I met someone on dating site. They go run, they go fall over and faint.
Let me take this call from
whatever
Billy.
your means to that happiness is, own it.
It's okay. Billy, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. From Abuja.
All right, all the way from Abuja.
Yes. Yes, my contribution is to think of is that I am the opinion of that it is good to advise in our growing
we can't hear you very well.
Okay,
breaking up.
No, hear me now.
The network is, no, I think you should just recall the number because it was really tough hearing you.
Like,
yes, please.
Okay, like as I'm even going too far. My immediate other brother is married to my very close friend. Right? Yes. But I don't go about, and even me and my brother were very close. Like, when we moved together, we always, in fact, even when we moved back to Nigeria, I was living at number 1 of the street, and he was living at number 1 of the street. I was living at number 51. I moved to Lagos, we moved to Lagos, like, we're always together. And the godmother to his one of his kids. Yeah. So, like, my brother were very close, and he married my very close friend. And people always ask, it's because of you. I said, no. I know that I played a huge part in terms of as in, okay, like as in, if I discouraged my brother, what would have happened or something or whatever, right? Because I had an influence somehow. But then even when people ask me, your brother is married to your friend, I say, I'm sure it's you that much. I always say, no, I don't take credit for it because at the end of the day, it's
both because of your own level of emotional intelligence.
Intelligence and everything. And why would I be taking credit for 2 people? Even to when he wanted to engage her to the ring and everything, it was me.
You were involved.
I was the madam of the whole thing. But I would not come and be taking credit and be saying, I picked you. Or maybe at their wedding.
Have you had a fight with your friend? You know she's
Guess what?
Before.
Guess what? But I and my sister-in-law, we gang together to fight my brother. I've never had a fight with my sister-in-law. Never. We're so close that For my brother, they type for us. We go gossip. If I call and I say, is it there? She say yes, and we can't talk. All those kind of things. I said,
I love
we still maintain the relationship. I realize, I still understand the fact that he's the man. We are women. We should stick together.
Sisters before bros.
Sisters before bros. Like when we still maintain that we are very close. We share secrets and everything. If I tell her, she still keeps my confidence. If I tell her things, if I share something, she can never share it with my brother.
Sadly, my own case.
But I think now
it's yes. Let's take this call from Lawal. Lawal, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
I so much enjoy what you ladies are discussing. In fact, all along I've been saying Miriam is an English woman. But today is quite fantastic. She spoke from the direction of an African lady. In fact, I wouldn't want you ladies to flog this thing too much because the lady involved could be thinking, oh, I'm not even your wife. I'm your mother's wife because your mother chose me. But honestly, the choice of English at times is something else. Maybe among the ladies, the woman has been staying with her husband, with her son. She now believes, oh, this is good for my son. And she's in love with her. That could have been what the woman meant, not the way we are thinking. So I wouldn't want that lady to be referring to whatever. Anytime they have small thing, oh, I'm not even your wife. You understand? So God bless you all and have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Lawal.
I feel that I keep going back. Why I feel that conversation will not come up. We're not children here. The wedding, the courtship did not happen at the point the mother said,
so
I picked
they know the backstory.
You know, marriage is a journey. Marriage
and it may not even be the only time that she has said that thing. You just happen to say it. Remember the person that took that video is not even part of the family.
I wonder why they keep doing those things.
It shocked the person because the person does not have the context. It's not part of that family. There are some things that you say in your family. Did I enter your family and I hear you do it? I'll be like, can you imagine Amaka's house? This is what they do. So,
yeah, we need to go on a break. When we come back, we'll see if we're continuing this topic or we're moving to some other interesting topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
You have to meet my best friend. She's the sweetest.
Entertainment for me, first of all, I say it's a vocation. It's work for me. It's a way of life that brings about merriment, relaxation, and it's happiness. It's everything good put together. Anything at all just to make you happy, give you joy, make you laugh, make you dance. Entertainment is a way of life. What you want.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of YourView are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, G. Fadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, number one, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Check it out.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No. Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You scissors. What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. Entertainment from Pure Entertainment.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. So we've been discussing should permission come or should no permission come and all the perspective regarding it. However, while we're discussing, we realized that sometimes when people drop words like, I was the one that brought you people together, or I'm the reason you are married, sometimes it can now become issues later on in marriage. And those comments might come up later, like, Kuku did not choose you, my mommy chose you for me, or you didn't pick me, your parents picked me. Those kind of things might come up, and how do we deal with it? So Nima said she has some insights.
So, that video was done by, let's assume everybody's well-wisher, a family member at the venue. So somebody did the video. So when you drop words, the impression of it will be different for everybody sitting.
True.
And one thing I know about family and town people, things like that, is that somebody goes and says, okay, it's an Esako thing. We want to call Tokwe now as an Edo wife. Ona Ijebu. Tokwe from Ijebu. Ona Ibu from Amaka. Miriam Ona just. And that they'll be using it, your title. And so if you are from the same tribe and your mother, you say, the one that was picked. Oh. Yeah. So such comments. What you don't know about a person's family culture, what you don't, if you don't have that prehistory, will now come and be affecting you psychologically. So I am a strong-willed woman. I'm not someone you tell jump, sit, hi. So what I did is make sure that every time I take my stands against my mother-in-law, I take the stand. And it didn't rub off well. There were frictions. I just continued to take the stand. I remember I used to say, no, Mama, I will not do that. That's not the kind of mentality I have. Nima, I didn't expect this from you. Mama, you have to expect it. And you have to. So my husband will come and say, why are you so stubborn? Why are you this? I was like, that's the stand I'm going to take. There were times I remember when much younger, when I was on YourView, and I was saying to Mo one day, I said, if I could just not be so firm, if I could just be,
let some things go.
Yeah, just let something go. I need to learn it. I still say to myself sometimes, because eventually with time, I'll be like, that never really mattered. It was just me thinking somebody cannot continue to tell me who to be, because I had an identity. I remembered bearing my father's name after marriage was an issue. And it was a decision I had taken as a single girl that no matter who marry me, you must call me Akashat. That's who I am. That's who I want to be. And my husband had agreed until advice came. He kept saying, think about me. You have to be Zibiri. I'll be like, no, I don't know your ancestors. I have nothing to share with them. But you see this man, I have everything to give to him. So that's who I will be. And imagine that kind of conversation, and your in-laws are like, did we make a mistake?
But we picked you.
Where did you pick feminists from? I'm like, no. And I'll carry Quranic verses and I'll back it, and my mother-in-law.
We have picked.
Yeah, we have picked.
We have picked.
And so eventually they will understand who you are. This kind of mother-in-law, yes, your frictions might come, but she's loved you. She will continue to love you. My mother-in-law would rather stay with me than stay with anybody else. So they would continue to understand you with time. But if you lose your essence, you lose yourself. In regret, you now become something else to them. So in life, just as life no balance, things don't balance. You give it time. You be who you are. You were picked. That's your own story. Own it. Your husband loves you. You love him. Focus on that. You have to put things in compartments and love your life that you're sharing with him. You're living with him. If this you were picked as I call it blackmail comes up, you have to know which side to take, and you have to take it.
And you choose
Let everybody understand. You see me, I have amazing siblings-in-law. You see that one. So when I was clashing, I used to say to myself, I have amazing siblings-in-law. I used to gossip, even rant about my in-laws to my sister-in-laws. Your mother wants to kill me, and they'll be like, Nima, please, this is our mom. And eventually, with time, they too have learned to leave us, because we'll now come outside and look at ourselves. Oh, mama, and we'll move on. Because life.
And the way life works, her grandchildren love her to pieces.
You don't have a choice. Let's take this call from Ade. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies. How are you today?
Very well, thank you.
You see, the issue of marriage is in God's hand, though.
Yes.
You can never find a perfect couple. Now, in UK, for example, they introduced what they call civil partnership. Originally designed for same-sex, but now it's extended to everyone. So if you don't want to do marriage, you can do civil partnership. So both of you will be living together legally. Therefore, if one of you passes away, the other one cannot inherit the property unless that property is in his name or her name. That's the difference within civil partnership. So it's not really a comment like marriage, automatic you are the owner. No. So people opt for civil partnership. So you can easily get out of it if you are not okay. But marriage is totally different ballgame. Introduce that in Nigeria. You can have civil partnership. You don't want to, have that so that everybody's property will be in his name. There won't be wahala, all this sort of things. That's what I feel. Because this marriage thing is about property. Nothing more than that. So that will bless Nigeria.
Thank you so much. In Nigeria, we have this marriage is still. I think in Western world there's a bit of that. People are tired of marriage.
No, Tokwe. No. In this Nigeria, it's more about property.
No. I'm saying that over there, the essence of marriage is people just feel like we can be together, we love ourselves. Let's just be okay. Why are we getting documents and all of that? But here we want our.
After all I've been through.
Yes, we want our documents.
After all I've done for you, it's a language, Nigerian language.
Yes, we want our documents. There's something else that trended yesterday. Serious drama. Mariam took the story in the papers, and the Minister of Women Affairs, she's been in the news. Twitter X seemed to love her a lot. She's always in the news a bit, and it's always about her outburst. So this recent one was actually called for, according to what she said. She showed up at the venue of an event saying that there was impersonation, that her name and her office was used to invite people to that event without her permission. Mentioned how the organizers have been arrested and how the event is not going to hold. And you would see that when the video showed, they'll play the video later on, but the video showed that everybody was standing like we're receiving our guest of honor. And then she came and said, I'm shutting down this event. Twitter came for her. People are not nice.
No, for and against.
For and against, yeah, definitely for and against. And on this show, some people are for, some people are against. So we're going to discuss what do you think about the minister's conduct? Do you feel she should have been there herself, or she should have just let the law enforcement people handle the situation? Do you think she was overdoing it, or do you think that what she did was totally appropriate for the scenario? So let's go into the conversation. I know that this one you are ready to. Okay, let's go ahead.
I'm happy that she did what she did, how she did it.
Yeah.
I hear the criticism is like she didn't have to go that far. She didn't have to. They thought it was too theatrical. It was drama. And I feel that in this situation she had to do it. This is a country. At least when we're growing up, we used to hear about 419 kingpins that will go into government establishment, put up their pictures, and dupe people of millions and millions of money, pretending to be who they are not. He had to show up there and do it that way, and then send a message for anyone who, because it happens. You'll be told, this person is coming. They do it even with entertainers. This person is coming, this person is coming. And then you pay all sorts of money for it to just get there, and you get the cousin of the person. So I was happy the way she did it. And I feel that also there's a Nigerian thing. There's something about our culture where when we sit down and talk about things, people don't get it. But when somebody comes and this woman seems to be giving fire for fire. So her energy is not usually my sort of thing, but I'm seeing how so far it is the sort of results she's getting. And I think that is the best thing, especially in these situations. No one else should be allowed. And maybe people did not know. They will know from today that is a crime. It's impersonation, to lie to people, to do fake marketing so that people will come for your events. She had to do that. I'm so proud of you, madam.
Not everybody watched the video. And, so some people watching at home now, I wonder, what are we talking about? Let me show them the video. Again.
Good afternoon. There's an impersonating thing going on here. Federal Minister of Women Affairs did not plan this. And the lady have arrested her. Right now, she's with DSS because she put up this. After we wrote where we are cancelling, the president approved that we should cancel until further notice. She still went ahead to print this thing. This is impersonation. And anyone, as far as this thing is printed and was given out there, that makes it a fraud. So that's why I'm standing here to explain this to everyone. She has been arrested. So that brings, she should have reorganized herself, used her name to make the invitation, and used her name to do this, not to use Federal Minister of Women Affairs. I can't allow this program to move on. I'm sorry about it. I'm going to get in police because this is pure impersonation and the president is not happy about it. I'm saying it, let the media cover it. I don't care. You don't do this. You don't take the ministry for granted. For what?
I feel there's a there's a backstory that I've not got.
Okay, so like from what she said, this reminds me of that song, National Stadium, Nami get like Nigeria, now they get everything
for fraud.
Yes, for fraud. And okay, from what we are hearing now from the video too, you can see that there's a backstory. You can see that she actually came to seek permission. She actually came to seek permission to partner with the ministry, and then usually they have to get permission from the presidency.
And it wasn't
given. And it wasn't given. And then they came back to the lady or to whoever that the organizers to say, we don't have permission. This should be postponed or cancelled. But they went ahead. She has every right to be there, to address the situation and explain to the people why they're cancelling that event, right? This is not a matter of just now sending police people to go and arrest the person. Because rightly, like she said, in a situation where permission has not been given to use that office, right? for this thing, advert purposes, and to actually host an event, they should have now changed the name, removed that, and now done it differently. Going ahead to do that, first of all, it's incrimination, it's a crime because you've not been given consent to do something, and you went ahead to do that. And this is not just, and this is a ministry in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It should not be condoned.
Since I'm the only one that is against the drama, but let me hear your opinion.
No, I think that's a different part.
Oh, okay. So I feel like Barrister Uju Kennedy has been in the media in terms of her volatility, like is the volatile side that we've seen more of. She gives it to you. She's not the, she doesn't come across as someone that will just take it sitting down. She would shout it out, speak it out. I feel this was very dramatic. In my opinion, the police could have easily gone there and dispersed this event. She didn't need to go there and make the announcement, and they could have done it. There are many more important things that the Ministry of Women Affairs needs to be dealing with. That person may be a PA or something, but I feel that I want to be seen. I want to be in the front of what is going on. Yes, somebody impersonated you. Yes, they're taking the case to court. They simply go there and lock down the events. You don't need to. She didn't need to personally, of all the important. There's something called the Twitter person said, "Honorable Minister, because you are honorable, you must carry." There's something about the way you are honorable. So that was my opinion of the video. That did she really need to do that? I don't think so. Was there a need for closing down the event? Yes. Was there a crime committed? Yes. But did she need to be the one to go and enforce the crime? Not necessarily. She's not.
So can I just enjoy the moment?
Please enjoy.
Honorable Minister, I like your African cornrows. You represents us.
Cornrows.
Cornrows. And I like the action pop Yogo Go Arrival. Yeah. It's important.
It's important.
When you're entering that kind of thing, you need to assert yourself.
Yes.
You need to let them know what you want and what you don't want.
Yes.
You come in action and you let them know you have the powers of the powers that be. To cancel an event.
Let's take a quick break.
No, we cannot take a quick break.
You come in like that, action pause.
You have to finish this.
You have to give it to them. Give them, let them understand what is going on there. So that woman will never again misunderstand. But commendably for her. What is dangerous is that an impression leaves that place, or a representation leaves that event, that she did not go and correct in this way with the media and our entire media team. In this Nigeria, it's federal ministry of it's federal government that approve it. We were there seated like this. They write it. I have the flyer.
Yes, it wasn't in the background, but apparently they printed out something.
The booklet.
There's a backstory. I feel that there's a backstory because
if she had left it and the misrepresentation happens, there.
I feel that
Nigerians go say na federal government.
I have conspiracy theory. When we come back from the break, we'll discuss some other theories because on social media there were lots of theories. And I'll just represent them. This is all of these ladies. They like the James Bond move. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
The new Milo 3.
Attention, finance professionals and enthusiasts. Get ready to take your finance career to the next level.
Introducing the Account Tech Summit, hosted by the Techie Accountant, an initiative of the Lefort Foundation.
Join us for this groundbreaking event that is designed to revolutionize the finance industry and empower finance professionals in the digital age. Over 6 years, we've graduated over 1,000 professionals. Don't miss your chance to be part of this transformative experience taking place on August 15, 2024. At the prestigious 4 Points by Sheraton, Plot 910, Block 2, Oniru Chieftaincy Estate, Victoria Island, Lagos. Join finance professionals, entrepreneurs, policymakers, and more on a day of immersive learning, networking, and innovation. Register now and join us at the forefront.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty.
My name is Nachika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name is Damilola Banire.
My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail. And I dare on top your view pigeon. I'm going to bring you bass,
boss. I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show say now my husband be this.
Now waiting you want.
After that day, the man
you not go see him again.
If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody.
When you dey friend the husband, you not see sign say the guy smart, you don't vex, don't use signs.
If they look for person we go give am to you, fact as it be.
Men no dey ever get fault. If baby not dey for her, na the woman.
Talk no dey be person, you make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we know say if we open court in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
Husband, we no even take responsibility for the children. Leave the man.
And that's some poria.
A police officer or the the proper people should be the ones.
You're learned. Let me say, for the learned, I'm married to a learned. That. From what I understand, for me, you said something that she's an honorable minister and what she did, and I don't see what she did that was dishonorable. People that did that event were the dishonorable people.
I agree.
She came and she made sure she explained to people. Do you understand? She told them the reason why. You had said they could have sent police to disperse them, or they would have shut the place down. And then people would not know why. Yeah. They would just say this offhandedness of these ministers. I like to feel that they are too big. Or they would have told them, the minister did not show up, so we had to, anything could have been. But she went there and she explained to the people and she said, I'm sorry.
Yes.
She also apologized. I'm sorry, but we have to shut this down. Yes. Then you said, there are so many things that she needs to be doing. Please, Auntie, what are these so many things that she needs to be doing? These are the sort of things that we expect our leaders to be, to be able to put a face to and be on top of. Because if she was in her office doing something else, you're not going to, and it turned out in another way, we're going to be saying, why was she not there? Why did she not speak? Or why didn't she say anything? Why didn't she write it down? Why didn't she explain to people? I think she did what well within her right and her office to have come there to explain to people why she had to shut it down. And
there's something called, sorry, Amaka, there's a defense in criminal law called bona fide claim of rights. It means that you, as a victim of experiencing anything, are the first person who should enforce your rights. If she's the same person, they don't know where it comes. They might not understand that the Ministry of Women Affairs is taking action against something. She's the face. And I like her. She's a wicked kind of person. Even if you know if you go, no say she take action. Even if you're blind, you will see her in action. She will assert her office.
Somebody just
and
put
destroy.
Yeah. Somebody said, he said, if you are too docile and gentlemanly in Nigeria, people will tread over you. The violent take it by force. That's the Niger way. So me, I'm actually naturally...
That's you. But you can use that right. When you see something, you have to be it. The equity says equity does not aid the indolent. For instance, you see somebody come to your property, come and pour sand. You not go and level the sand sharp. You go to police station. Before you come, you go man's block. You go produce block there. And that's him taking possession. And you, why in the other one is happening, you are saying, hello, Commissioner, I petition police, they have not acted. You have not, you yourself, you have not acted. If they put something on your land, you drive bulldozer and break it, everything.
Down.
You assert that right that you have, which is your bona fide right.
So, first of all, shots fired. You fired shots at Wike. That has nothing to do with this.
Action.
With this, but no problem. Action man. They do well, as in at least they construct road for Abuja. Then you rapid response. The woman responded, which is what you want to see in this government.
Wow.
That she shows that she was not in her office sleeping.
Thank you.
She was on top of the matter. Immediately she heard. You see the siren and everything.
This is why drama people.
They did not just commit. Yes, they did not just commit one offense. Impersonation. Misrepresentation. They did not. The consent was not given. As it's different that you do something and I say I do not know. I did not know. This one you even know. They did not give consent. You still went ahead. Then they have not given you consent. You see, went ahead to also print. There's even a
booklet.
They even print to misrepresent an office of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The audacity to even do that should not be taken for granted. That's how people used to buy stadium. To say national stadium. Now this has to do with food scarcity. You want to take advantage of people or what? What is that thing that you're doing that you want to take advantage of? I saw food scarcity in the background, hunger in the land. You don't want to use women affairs to now. No, she had to go there. She apologized, she closed it down, and she gave a reason, and she majestically walked in.
And I want to
she was walking out.
And I want to correct it. She was not volatile. She was not violent.
Yes.
She was firm.
Not beat anybody.
Simple. She was firm, and that's all that she did. But
she said that she has told the police.
I have been humbled.
Can I read this?
Let me take this call before we read that. John, welcome to the show. Good morning. So sorry. As I just said, let me take this call, and the name ran away from my head. So you said you were going to take any comments.
This person says it was a public display of mago and had to be dealt with publicly to kill every form of misinformation and misconception.
Okay, that's Andrew. He also wrote it on YouTube. He said the reason Barrister Uju Kennedy did what she did was because of rumors swelling around Abuja that there was mago in her ministry. Remember, she was before the House of Reps. What's the honorable for Koshofe and all of them, and she was being confronted on certain payments within her ministry. Also, Afsa says, if Dora Akunyili wasn't in the media, we wouldn't know about her and what she did. Honorable don't choose her style to show that she won't take nonsense. And I think that showing her face there, for the people seated, they will know who and where to go. The federal ministries are very powerful ministries. When I come and say, I know a minister, people will give me certain respect. You know, me too, I know some people that have said, please, it's minister that said I should call you. They'll say, go and sit down one place. Well, usually they would have said, go and sit down the other place. You know, so we know how influential her office can be.
Yeah.
And you know another dangerous thing, as Amaka mentioned, Nana, this time when everybody is shouting food for all, if that ministry go and be doing something like that, you know, she's the one that...
food security in the background.
Yeah, she's the one that they will now write to. Maybe they're already appealing to partner with this ministry for certain provisions to be given at that event if an approval was not given. Or even if a notice of a postponement was sent, your business is to also... You know, I know that...
If they have printed the...
That's what I want to say. I know that in planning events... No, even in planning events, you can't print on short notice. Yes. You might have printed hopeful of the date. And then a presidential directive comes to postpone. No, it happens.
No, we have to stop it. Let me tell you why we have to stop it. Because people are erecting buildings that kills thousands and thousands of people without getting building approval. We have made it a culture that now we preempt government and then we will not be cutting our hands.
Let me explain my stance. You see, when I was a Namlas Walia, I was heading an administration in school. As my landmark legitimacy event, I what they call that thing, you leave it, legacy event. I put together an event. The patron of my association was SAN, let me not mention, on live TV because we have made up. And this SAN sat in his office. I had sent the list of guests. I'd been going to his office 3 months before. After we finalized the event, my late friend was Wali then. We used to go together. And we had sent him the list of all the events and dignitaries who were going to attend. We're going to use MBA all in Lasso. If you see how much and time, effort I put into planning this event, only for me to come to Lasso in the morning, the day of the event, caterers were delivering food, and I was waiting. I did not see nobody of the dignitaries. Apparently, he has had asked his PA to reach out to all the list of dignitaries and cancel an event I had paid caterers for. It happened so.
And you have printed flyer. Banner.
Hey.
It will not look like you lied.
This was how I sat down in the middle of Lasso, a place. We took the food to the mosque and distributed it. Lasso of those days, anybody that was there could remember my food. So sometimes there's a cost to planning events and postponing events. You understand? These things happen. So that one is a cost that the organizers should have just allowed because, you know, the event has been postponed in a way that you don't have control of. You understand? And let certain things lie. Maybe if she had done that, the ministry would have seen it and compensated something. Because when my event was later done, I'd left the executive position and gone to the MSSN. And this SAN still put together my event, brought big up dignitaries, and I walked past him and he dragged me, my sister. Come, I know, because I confronted an SAN as a law student. And we had that event, and it was still a success. All my lecturers could not believe the kind of events organized to date. The experience, they traumatized me. Go see me, I know they touch event hurriedly. So, you know, but he did a bigger job to compensate me. Body of benchers were seated. What's the late international justice?
People have convinced me to a large extent on an appropriate response. And there are lots of social media comments that is also for and against, but I think they are more for than against because of the context of Nigeria. The Honorable Minister sitting back and expecting law enforcement to do it would not be enough to show the level of distance that she has from the project. Yes. So I have been convinced. My learned colleagues.
I hope you have been convinced and not confused.
I'm convinced and not confused. I'm convinced and not confused that she's not volatile. She was honorable in defending her name in the Nigerian style. You're happy now?
My Igbo sister and my learned
you have started. You have started.
Nigerians are all these farms in, are connecting.
Yeah, I need to. Let me also make a disclaimer. In this case, she was not volatile or violent.
I agree with you that she wasn't actually. She wasn't.
Because sometimes you give support, they will now go and do something else tomorrow. You now say,
oh,
in this case,
all right, that's all we can take on the show. It's been an interesting week and very enriching show. We celebrate you, Honorable Duke Kennedy. We would love to bring you in on the show to discuss all the amazing things you are doing at the Women Affairs Ministry.
Exactly.
And shed light on those good work, because I know you want media to cover that. So please, we'd love you to come.
Reach out to us.
Yes. We'll reach out to you as well. Yes. That's what we can take today. Of course, the ladies would be tomorrow. The Pigeon ladies will be here tomorrow. So stay tuned and see them. And from us, it is next week, Monday. Bye.
Bye.
Don't commit fraud.